A life of military service is symbolic of great valor and patriotism, and we rightfully honor and respect our veterans for their strength and sacrifice. But when those who have served return home, they are still faced with challenges that many of us would find difficult to imagine.
We'd all like to believe that veterans integrate immediately upon their return. They're welcomed and loved. By and large, our community has changed so much from when my father came back from Vietnam, where they were spat on. Our communities embrace their service members. But there's an unspoken bias that veterans, and in particular, disabled veterans, face: the hesitation of the unknown, post-traumatic stress disorder, or traumatic brain injury, or even just the atrocities of living in a combat zone. These things are scary.
Life of military service has been a tradition in my family for some time. I always knew I was going to join the service one way or another. I joined the Army Reserves promptly after college. When I returned home, I was fortunate enough to secure a full-time teaching position in the School District of Philadelphia. And I kind of balanced my civilian career and my military obligation for several years. And then unfortunately, September 11th rolled around. The phone rang and I shipped out for active duty to Fort Drum, New York, where I spent a year. Upon completing that tour, I was returned home. The phone rang 32 days later, and I was sent back out for another year.
Often when our veterans return to the civilian marketplace, they're offered jobs, but not a career opportunity, not upward mobility. You see, through financial independence, we can achieve for our veteran community, in particular our disabled veteran community, restoration.
One of the most challenging portions of reintegrating into the civilian world was stepping back into my civilian teaching career, because every time I would return, unfortunately, the position that I was in would be filled by another teacher, or that position had been eliminated. And it was like doing year one of teaching all over again.
Our definition of restoration is the restoring of disabled veterans to their rightful place of leadership in society and community. But first and foremost as providers of their own families. That cannot happen through charity. It can only happen if a disabled veteran is presented an opportunity. And through their own hard work and diligence, they cultivate a skill set that can create financial independence for themselves. A guy needs to buy a bike for his daughter for her birthday and know that he earned it through his hard work and diligence. That's how you restore a veteran, by allowing them to take their dignity home with that paycheck.
Driven by a mission to put veterans on the path of restoration, Bancroft Capital is a certified service-disabled, veteran-owned small business specializing in institutional brokerage. By partnering with higher education institutions and providing training and accreditation through their veteran training program, they give our service members the dignity of financial independence.
The genesis of Bancroft Capital is derived, in fact, from a personal experience. Headed out to work one day, I turned on the TV to watch the second plane fly into World Trade II. Immediately went to my boss and asked if I could serve in combat theater, and I served with the first wave of forces into Afghanistan 01 to 02. On the 9th of January 2002, I had a near-death experience where 12 died and I didn't. That really codified my sense of who I am and who I'm supposed to be in this world. And that is that I am supposed to use the life that God has blessed me with to serve a cause greater than myself. That we would use the prosperity of a for-profit broker, dealer, and investment bank to give back and touch in a meaningful way the lives of disabled veterans. That we would present to them the opportunity to establish financial independence for themselves by the development of a skill set that can last the life of many jobs as institutional traders and investment bankers.
Most service members, myself included, would have looked to utilize the skill set that I'd already honed to be the next chapter after my military service. Going through the structured veteran training program and seeing that the skills that I developed during my military career transfer quite readily over to this industry, it was life-changing.
Bancroft Capital's veteran training program, in fact, sits on 3 pillars. The first is we go into the hospitals. We want them to see the world of opportunities available to them in the broader civilian marketplace. And so we go in and we provide training. We provide a 2-hour transition seminar, participate in job fairs. We touch the disabled veterans very early on in their recovery process. The second pillar of our veteran training program is an organically managed and funded veteran training program. We partner an industry vet alongside a disabled vet, and we allow that disabled veteran to learn servicing customer accounts, getting licensed, developing a skill set that will hopefully cultivate a multitude of jobs over the life of a career. The third aspect of our training program may be the most important. If a disabled veteran is going to learn a whole new skill set, they need to be empowered with knowledge. Our candidates are able to attend business school classes free of charge. Maybe more important than that, those enlisted service members who come through our training program are able to get direct admittance into a 19-month MBA program without a 4-year credit degree. In World War II, I believe the greatest generation our country has ever known, the GI generation, they came back from war and made changes that have made an everlasting impact on our country. Today's military is no less than that GI generation. They just need to be provided the opportunity to take part in the civilian marketplace and really provide a very unique perspective that nobody else in that boardroom can provide.
Visit our website today.